people still remember his name. They called him Invincible. They believed no blade could ever bring him down. But Achilles did not fall because he was weak. He fell because he chose to. This is not just the story of the greatest Greek warrior. It is the story of how pride, anger, and fate can kill even the strongest man alive. Achilles was born in a small Greek region called Phthia. His father was King Peleus. His mother was Thetis, a sea goddess, half mortal, half god. Some said he would be stronger than any man. Others warned that the favor of the gods does not make life easier. It only raises the stakes. When Thetis held her baby, she feared that death might take him one day. She wanted to keep him safe forever. There was an old belief about a dark river called the Styx. It was said that these waters could make a person nearly invulnerable. Thetis took her child to that river. She dipped his small body into the cold water while holding him by the heel. The magic touched him everywhere except the small spot where her fingers held him. That heel remained normal flesh. The rest of his body became hard to wound. Achilles grew quickly. He ran faster than other children, jumped higher, wrestled better, but strength alone can make a child reckless. Thetis worried and took him to a wise teacher named Chiron. Chiron was a centaur. He lived in the hills and guided many heroes. He taught Achilles how to throw a spear, draw a bow, and heal a broken bone. He taught him how to read the weather from the sky and find water in dry land. He said a true hero must know when to fight and when to stop. Achilles listened, practiced, and grew stronger, but he also learned patience. One day Thetis spoke to her son about fate. She said he had two paths. On one path, he would live a long, quiet life, but people would forget his name. On the other path, he would fight in a great war, win great glory, but his life would be short. These were not guesses. In Greek stories, fate is a law that even the gods respect. Achilles heard both options. It did not take him long to decide. He chose the path of glory. In Sparta lived King Menelaus and his wife Helen. Helen was famous for her beauty. A Trojan prince named Paris came to visit. With the help of the goddess Aphrodite, Paris took Helen to Troy. For Menelaus, this was not just a theft. It was a deep insult. The Greek leaders gathered to bring her back. A great army formed. Menelaus's brother, Agamemnon, became the leader. Many kings came with their warriors, but the Greeks wanted Achilles too. They believed no army could win without him. Thetis feared the prophecy. She tried to hide her son. She sent him to an island called Skyros. There, he wore women's clothes and stayed among the king's daughters. But sharp-minded Odysseus found him. He brought a chest full of dresses, but also full of weapons. When the girl who was Achilles reached for a spear, Odysseus immediately understood. "Greece needs you," he said. Achilles could not deny who he was. He dropped the disguise and agreed to go with Patroclus to meet the army. The Greek ships landed near Troy. The Greeks set up camp, while Troy rose in the distance with its high walls and strong gates. Achilles led many raids and fought like a storm. He won prizes and honor, but when Agamemnon took his prize Briseis, Achilles felt dishonored. He refused to fight and asked Zeus to make the Greeks feel how much they needed him. Without Achilles, the Trojans grew bold. Patroclus begged him to help. Achilles refused, but let Patroclus wear his armor. He warned him, "Save the ships, then come back." The Myrmidons cheered, thinking their leader had returned. The Trojans fled, but Patroclus forgot the warning and chased them to Troy's gates, where Hector struck him down. Achilles cried out in pain. The man who would not fight for pride now begged to fight for a friend. His mother brought him new armor from Hephaestus. The shield carried images of cities, farms, and seas. Achilles returned to war and found Hector near the walls. He drove his spear through Hector's neck and dragged the body around the city. That night, King Priam came alone to Achilles' tent. He kissed the hand that killed his son and begged for the body. "Remember your own father," he said. Achilles looked at the old man and felt his anger cool. He wept and returned Hector's body. For a few hours, two enemies sat together like people who understood each other. Hector was buried with honor. Achilles knew his fate had not changed. He had chosen glory and burned bright. But the flame would soon go out. As Achilles fought near Troy's gate, Paris stood with a bow. Apollo guided his hand. The arrow found the one spot untouched by magic, his heel. The hero fell. He had made his choice long ago. He knew his name would live. The Greeks held a great funeral and placed his ashes beside Patroclus. Friends who fought side by side in life rested side by side in death. We still use Achilles' heel to mean a small weakness that can bring down the strong. His story shows the cost of rage and the power of mercy. If this story moved you, leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this journey through myth, give it a like. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe and walk with us into legend.